Hello and welcome to another episode of Put Me in Coach on episode 107, Diamondbacks versus Pirates Game 1. Lineup of today, it just looks the same. I think Adrian DeCouch will probably DH, who knows. Vargas playing third base, and then Ryan Wolfson playing center field, and I think the rest is the same. I know it's a little sometimes enough of it looks the same a little bit, but you never know and stuff. Nolan Arenado came in to hit as well. Tim Tawa came in and Jorge Barrosa later on. Bottom of the eighth, Nolan Arenado came in to play third base. Vargas went to third to first. And then Barrosa went in to play center field. And then in the ninth, bottom of the ninth, I meant to say, Tim Tawa came in to play DH. And stuff. That's basically it and stuff. The only people who did not get a base hit is Marino and Tyler Locklear, and Adrian De Castro, but the rest did and stuff. Kepler went off. He went 3 for 5, so good for him overall and stuff. But other than that, other people just got one base hit. Or pitching hitters came in later on and stuff, didn't do nothing as well and stuff. But yeah. This was a tough game overall and stuff. Not a whole lot scoring, but fortunately enough, not a whole lot to it and stuff. Pitching wise enough, starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Morel Kelly. He went 6 innings, gave 4 hits, struck out 6, walked 1, gave up 1 run. So I think he did pretty good. Again, we're seeing Kelly doing a lot much better. And stuff made it more difficult for the Pirates this game as well. The Pirates starting pitcher was Mitch Keller and stuff. He went six innings, gave 5 hits, struck out 3, walked 1, gave up 2 runs. So I think this was a really great matchup against Kelly and stuff. I think both of them did pretty good. Both of them went out in the 6th inning overall and stuff. So it shows enough of offense been there, but also pitching was going a little back and forth here and there and stuff. Not a whole lot of scoring, but a lot of base hits and stuff. So a lot of strikeout, base hits here and there and stuff. So this was a really good match just in generally today and stuff, and that's that. And then bullpen for the Diamondbacks, Juan Morello, Jonathan Liskia, and Taylor Clark, and unfortunately it didn't do so well at the very end and stuff. We're going to go scoring again. Not a whole lot scoring and stuff. I don't know, I took out a couple things, but currently enough of what I have on my notes. I'm just going to talk about them and stuff. Max Kempler with a 2 RBI double to make it 2-0. Top of the 6th. Brandon Lau with a RBI single to make it 1-2. Bottom of the 6th. Brian Reynolds with the RBI double to make it 2-2. Bottom of the 8th. And then fortunately enough, Brandon Lau again with a RBI single to make it 3-2. Bottom of the 10th with a walk-off win. And stuff. That is the final score, 2-3. Diamondbacks loss. Our final record right now is 55-52, so we are going downhill. So it's crazy enough of we won 4 games in a row, and now we are now 3 games down. We lost 3 in a row. So, man, this is not a good opportunity to go downhill at this time, and they really, really cannot. I do like Brandon Lau. He's like my favorite player on the team besides the Paul Skeens and stuff, but I don't know. It's just like I want to see the Diamondbacks to do so good and stuff. Obviously enough for the Pirates in the first half of the season. You know, we already lost a series over the Pirates by losing 1-2 of games against the Pirates and stuff. And Brandon Lau was definitely the person literally didn't make it very easy for the Diamondbacks, and so he was mostly struggle. So if the Diamondbacks can literally uh, don't make him more damage than enough, I think would be pretty good. And so, but fortunately enough, that didn't happen yesterday game. So it's just like, okay. So progress. It's just like we gotta keep at it. And so I like what I'm seeing, but just not a whole lot enough. And so I do like Kepler going 3 for 3 and stuff. And then after that, he went 3 for 5 later on and stuff. I don't know what's going on with Marte. Oh my goodness, I hate his swing still. I don't understand what his process in the clubhouse practice, whatever, and stuff. I just hate it so much. He is swinging the ball nowhere close in the strike zone. Why are you swinging at the bat when the ball is nowhere in the zone? That could be easy walk, easy ball, whatever and stuff. I love it. You are hacking at it and stuff, but it's just like when you do, it just you put contact, but it's not a very well hard hit and stuff, and it goes straight to the player. It gets out pretty easy and stuff. Yes, he did get a base hit because obviously Marte went 1 for 4 the whole game and stuff. And currently got enough of he got very lucky on that base hit and stuff because again he got jammed, by the way, and stuff, and then he used his speed to get to first base. Like, I like the hustle overall and stuff. You have speed, I understand that and stuff. He plays center field a bunch of times and stuff, so he does have the defense on his side and stuff. But just offense is just not good. It's just this is his worst season I probably ever seen Marte, and he's probably my worst. He's probably the worst player I ever seen on this team, by far, and stuff because his swing, and stuff. It's not doing anything, and stuff. Like I get it enough of I enjoy enough of Gabe Marino's swing, overall and stuff. And if you look at Corbin Carroll and Perdomo swing as well, because they also got base hit, they just they easily enough of they are reading the spin somehow and stuff, and knowing of me enough with like ping pong and stuff, because again baseball and ping pong there's different spins here and there and so some ways enough, like, yeah, you gotta hit it in a correct way and stuff, but you also need to understand enough to hit the ball in a correct way and stuff with the type of speed it has and stuff. So you're gonna have the value of where the your arm is at and the way to swing the bat and stuff. Same thing with of hitting a paddle on the ball and stuff with different type of spin, because in a way enough you can hit the ball very like flat and stuff, because obviously you want to spin it, so you want to go up to literally give like more as a spin. If you want to go more up like this way, more spin, because that's where enough to attack to up it, and the ball will arch more this way if you go this way and stuff. And if you tack it more straight on the side of on a backhand and stuff, same thing. But if you want a more of an arc and a spin and stuff, more details to it, more to it and stuff. And also you're using your whole body out as well. I'm putting all my chest and putting out this. This is all my coaches is literally teaching me how to do ping pong all the time and stuff. I have won first place before and stuff, but very low to the group or whatever and stuff. But currently of enough, I have done win tournaments before and stuff. I'm not the best, but I'm up there and stuff, and I'm very consistent and stuff, like very well knowing and stuff. But it is hard knowing enough of speed here and there because, fortunately, now for ping pong with paddles and stuff, like I on my paddle, there's like rubber and stuff. There's different rubbers, and I only have like normal like rubber whatever and stuff. More like it has more sticky to it, so you can put more spin to it and stuff. What I have, because it's very interesting enough of with the paddle. Um, there's like now colors because back then, like it's always enough of one side is black, one side is red. It's always been that and stuff. And Now they made it more. I guess they're doing for just for fun, basically for kids, or just have some little style to ping pong to have a different color of rubbers and stuff. So fortunately enough, you always have to have black on one side, but the other side you can have it as any other different colors and stuff. And obviously you can choose red. That's one of the options and of it, but you could choose another paddle and stuff, and you can change it and whatever and stuff. Clearly of enough, you've probably seen people have like green paddles, rubber on them and stuff. That's a thing and stuff. It's very really like very light green. It's very like, I don't want to say neon green and stuff, but it's very like really like bright green color and stuff than just like green dark in a way and stuff. So that's just typical of that and stuff. I didn't have green rubber on my paddle and stuff. When I started changing my paddle in a different color and stuff, I used to have pink because I thought pink was super cool color and stuff. So I want to try that and stuff. And then after that, I changed it to blue and stuff. And I still do have blue rubber on my paddle and stuff. So I have black on one side, blue on the other side. But the blue rubber does really has more grip on the paddle, so I can get more spin on the ball and stuff. And I use it on my forehand more often because I love to spin the ball this way and stuff. And then fortunately enough for my backhand with the black side of the rubber and stuff. And I do spin as well on my backhand and stuff, but not very often and stuff because I like to like control more in the backhand and more attacking on my forehand and stuff. I do tag on my backhand as well, but not very often because I like to spin the ball with my forehand and stuff. All these typical things and stuff. I gotta do a fade, flip and all this stuff. Like all these typical things. Can do a strawberry and stuff. Like all these typical things enough. Flat ball or dead ball you call it and stuff. Like there's so many different like spin or other things you have to do with ping pong to it and stuff. The way how you hit it and stuff, because normally you just do this and stuff every single time you hit a ball in normally and stuff. But it's also location you gotta hit it, and there's ways to of it and stuff. So it's kind of similar as as batting and stuff, where enough of you got more control of enough to where to hit the ball at a certain time and stuff, because you want to let the ball come to you and stuff so you can have more contact to the ball and stuff. Because if you're late and stuff, and then the ball is going to go a little wild or anything and stuff, and if you're too early and stuff, the ball will go some directly of it, and it will not really have more effect to the batter or the paddle and stuff. And that's where it is and stuff. Marte, fortunately enough, he's always late and stuff every single time, and that's where enough of the ball pops up and stuff. And that's why people get him so easily out and stuff, because he's hitting foul balls all the time and stuff. So Yeah, he struggles so much, and I hate it so much and stuff. I don't like it overall, and I wish they can do a lot better on offense of batting and stuff. Like they need to do some type of practice situation, a lot better than just saying enough of like, hey, let's work on just swinging and stuff. You know, you feel be more comfortable just to swing at the bats and stuff, and yeah, you're gonna put more contact of enough. You know how to hit, but fortunately enough, all pitchers gonna be different and stuff, and they have angles or where they do and all typical changeups and 14 fastballs and cutters and all these sliders whatever and stuff. So the ball is going to move so many often here and there and stuff, and um, so and fortunately enough you got just like really read the ball very carefully and stuff, and I feeling like Corbin Carroll and Perdomo really focus on what they need to do to get a base hit and stuff, and where enough of they just did a really good nice swing and stuff, but they got it on top of it where enough of the ball just more out and in here and stuff, so it can go more into deeper in like more in the middle where the infield and the outfield, so the outfielders wouldn't go for the ball so easy, so it can drop it right near the outfielders and stuff and still get a base hit, double, single, whatever and stuff. Get on base, that's all it counts and stuff. Where enough of Marte basically of enough he's not really attacking at the time, because there is a time where the ball is in the zone and stuff, and you can easily attack that, and that ball would absolutely get destroyed in a way enough if he can really focus on how to hit the ball at a certain way and stuff, and hit it in a directly angle and of it, and if he kind of pull it up more and stuff to of his arm and stuff, the ball would absolutely go out more farther and faster and speeder in a way of enough being in the outfield and stuff and get an easy base hit and stuff. But no, he didn't do that because he likes to swing at late pitches and stuff and go pitches to where enough is nowhere in the strike zone and stuff. Like, why are you reaching? There's no reach. That's why my ping pong player told me don't reach and stuff, because this is not looking fine. You get there. When you move and you get there, then attack and stuff. You move, you get there, and then you attack and stuff. And that's where enough of like on defense. If they get a little pop and then they move to where the ball is at, you pick it up and you throw it and all that stuff. Like that's so simple of enough with infield and outfield and stuff in typical ways and stuff, because I've learned from other people in baseball and similar with ping pong in similar situation enough of being more balanced on your feet and stuff and getting ready to your positions a whole lot and stuff. So I'm just letting you know enough of what I thinking they should do and stuff of batting wise and stuff. It just doesn't look like Marte doesn't know how to swing anymore, and so he just goes out there and just hack because he just wants to get a home run. It's like he has 19 home runs this season. Honestly enough, like that's good and stuff, but don't try to go for a home run all the time and stuff. You gotta understand enough of you're on a team and you want to help the team and stuff. I get enough you want to be the hero and get a whole lot of home runs and stuff here and there. If you want to hit home runs, put more contact to the ball and actually swing a lot better if you want to hit home runs and stuff. And he has done that this season. It's just he is just going downhill, and he's not reading the ball very well and it's just tough for him to watch and stuff. And I hate it every single time I see Perdomo. I mean, I see Marte at the play and stuff, and I'm like, what is he gonna do? And stuff every single time. And when he put contact, it's on and stuff. Like it's hard and stuff. It's just not very smooth swing or anything. He just loves to just hack hard and stuff. And the ball does go fly far quickly. Like it's crazy of how the ball gets off his bat and flies. Insane and stuff. But you got to be very consistent in a way to get on base all the time, and he just doesn't do it. So that's the most struggle I'm mostly gonna get and stuff. And I wish they can keep working on it, but he's not doing anything else enough it because he's not showing it in the game and stuff. And that's where enough it's just so difficult. Like, what are you doing in batting practice and stuff? Are you literally working things where enough you need to work on and stuff? Just don't tell me enough of you just go into batting practice and just start swinging and stuff. That's not batting practice. Batting practice is knowing the range enough of they gotta work on little things here and there and stuff so they can progress about hitting here and there and stuff. Like good practice enough of just swinging the bat, yeah. Just it gets you more motivated enough of getting more the speed enough of getting more contact to the ball. Like that's good practice and all and stuff, but you also need to understand to do more to that as well. So that's that. Pitching wise enough, it's just like I think it is good. It's tough for Liskia and Clark getting giving runs away and stuff, tie the game up and the walk off when, especially enough with Brandon Lau and Brian Reynolds as well with those RBI doubles and walk off and stuff. It's pretty tough tough loss to get and stuff, but still they're pretty solid overall and stuff. So that is that, and don't blame on Vargas. That was a tough hit, what Brandon Lau hit and stuff. It just went to his side and it just ricocheted off of his glove, and then unfortunately he can't do anything to that. So don't blame on Vargas on that, please do not, because it's tough enough to blame on it. I was very close to blame on Perdomo because he made an error on the field and stuff, and unfortunately enough we got out the inning on that. So fortunately I did not blame on Perdomo anymore because we got out of it and stuff. So that was another thing. Like I get it, but errors and stuff, but that error on Vargas, that's not his fault. That was very tough. For enough of Perdomo should get the ball very easily overall and stuff. So that's that. I would definitely say the same thing with ping pong, with pitching wise enough, to me enough to understand enough of locations is very a thing to learn about and stuff of what pitches and what to give you and stuff. I keep looking at when I was looking at Brandon Lau hit a home run off of. Did he hit a home run? Or maybe it was a single and stuff to get one run. Fortunately enough, I was watching Kelly versus Lau and stuff. It was crazy because there was a lot of changeup Kelly was giving to him and stuff. Some of them had good location, but some of them were really out of the strike zone. So, fortunately enough, I wish the pitcher would be knowing enough of where's the strike zone and where their location of where they're throwing and all that stuff. These are the details we got to really worry about so much and stuff. Practice all day, man. Like, this is what you got to do to progress in a way and stuff. I think in just locations and stuff, umpires sucks at last game and stuff. I'm so surprised enough of how horrible the umps were as heck on where enough of they're calling strikes when there's no ball and it's against the Diamondbacks and stuff. It's just like, oh my god, and stuff. It's absolutely insane. So it's just like location and stuff. I would definitely say the similar enough with ping pong as pitching wise and stuff, because fortunately enough for the person is going to serve and stuff, you want to do different serves every single time, similar like as pitching wise and stuff. If people want to do different type of spins when they throw the ball up and then hit the ball and stuff, people do different type of um, serves they do and stuff. I do the tomahawk where I throw the ball up and I have my whole body go down and stuff, and then I hit the ball this way like a tomahawk, and then it goes this way and stuff. It has like a crazy spin to it because I'm going this way, trying to spin that ball up and stuff. That's a tomahawk, and then I can do the reverse tomahawk on this side where I'm hitting on this side of the paddle and going the opposite and going this way and stuff. It's kind of crazy how I do it and stuff. I learned from my coach; he's the best and stuff. So, that's just you gotta do, switch it up, like I get enough, like, I know Gallon is doing the same thing, Kelly, all pitchers doing it and stuff, but just have that comfortable of enough of what you want to do and stuff, and also look on the weakness and on other batters and stuff, and finding their weakness and use that advantage on you and stuff. I think in looking at homeworks and stuff with other people, progress and stuff, it makes a difference and stuff. So please do that. I think it'll make a difference of the game if they can work on that and stuff. But that's pretty much of that I can say and stuff. It's just right now they're just going downhill at this time, but fortunately enough, it's just what it is. It sucks for them losing games where games actually do matter and stuff. And the Pirates are like lower below than the Diamondbacks in the wild card spot. So it's just like we really need to win big time, because now the Padres are very close to, pass us in the NL West division and stuff. So if us we going downhill and stuff, and we got out of the wild card spot, like I know it's so a little bit early for the wild card spot, but we got to win the most of the games we need. So hopefully enough today we'll win and stuff. I know Bubba Chandler and against Brandon Fott today and stuff. They're actually playing right now, just recording right now because it's 3:46 right now. So that's pretty much that. I'm gonna edit this video, watch the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.